All right, so the start of our January library trustee meeting. Fran, are you able to hear me? No. Okay, so we have to do call to order and roll call. So I am happy to do roll call. Just give me a second. All right. Peter Berkula.
Present.
Fran Gallucci. I see her there. Fran, are you able to unmute yourself? Okay. Stephanie Najjar.
Present.
Kate O'Brien, present. Ann Quinn.
Present.
Richard Struhan.
Present.
Ruth.
Here I am.
Stephanie Lair, so she is not here today. Jennifer Smith.
Here.
Katrina Vasello. Katrina, are you there? Okay. And then we have Stacy Dolan, our new member.
Present.
Yay.
All right. Perfect. So we're going to do the approval of our meeting minutes, and then we're going to suspend our session. So we don't actually have meeting minutes from December, so we will have to work on that. Did anyone take notes at the December meeting?
No, what I do recall, hold on. Can you still hear me? Because I can't
Yes.
find the meet.
Yes.
Okay. I don't know why you all went away on me, but I can't find the meeting. Here we go. I actually took minutes that I recalled today because we really, it was just a matter of taking a roll call and who was absent. And I think Kate passed out a director's report, and then we ended the meeting. So it was a very brief meeting. So I can just throw that together and send it. And we will, I guess, deal with that in February, correct?
Yes, we can approve them.
Yes. Okay. So I will get those to Al and you.
All right, perfect. And can I have a motion to suspend our normal meeting order for our vote?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, so if we can stop the recording so we can go into executive session.
Do we have a quorum?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
We do.
Yes. Anything
Okay.
7 and above is a quorum.
Yeah.
Peabody TV, did the recording stop? Al, are you able to tell if the recording was turned off?
I guess so. I don't know.
Is it yes? Al, are you able to tell?
I cannot.
Okay. I guess I'm not sure. So we're not allowed to go into executive session until the recording has stopped.
Let's see if we can.
I have asked PATV to unmute, so hopefully
Perfect.
he will get that and be able to hop on.
All right, perfect. So
Worst case, I can give PATV a quick call. Ah,
Could
there you are. Hello.
So we're going to executive session briefly. Could you stop the recording because we're suspending our normal meeting for a few minutes? Okay, thank you so much. All right. So Stephanie will be pulling together those notes. We'll vote on those next month. Receipt of communication. Al, did we have any communication since our last meeting?
Sorry, my mute button got tricky. And no,
Okay, perfect. And then we're on to the report for the interim library director. So you're up, Al.
okay, now that I'm unmuted again. So acting director's report to the Board of Library Trustees, January 2024. Staffing, Kate Merlin resigned her position as library director to become head of state programs at the Massachusetts Board of Library Commissioners. Her last date was September 15th. We would like to thank Kate for nearly a decade of tireless service to the library, its patrons, and George Peabody's legacy. Ms. Merlin's dedication to the Peabody Library was well established during her tenure as senior teen librarian, senior public services librarian, assistant director, and ultimately library director. We wish her continued success in her new position as she directs her dedication to libraries across the Commonwealth. The job posting for library director has been up for nearly 1 month with an end date of January 12th. Human Resources Director Beth O'Donnell has been collecting applications. The board will be putting together a hiring committee to evaluate and interview candidates after the posting has ended. We currently have 3 aide positions open, and I am actively working with our Senior Public Services Librarian, Max McConnell, our Senior West Branch Librarian, Alex Pappas, and our Senior South Branch Librarian, Amy Titus, to interview candidates and get these positions filled as quickly as possible. Former library aide, Neftali Madere, has accepted and moved into the Teen and Children's Assistant Librarian position. He was enthusiastically chosen by both the senior teen and the senior children's librarians, Amory Thomas and Jenny Usovich, and we're looking forward to what developments he will bring to both departments. Custodian Jeffrey Spencer resigned his position to take library work at the Danvers Library. We wish him the best of luck for all of his years of service as both a custodian and a library aide, and as he continues to pursue his master's in library and information science. His position has not yet been posted by the city, and I am working with HR to get it posted as soon as is feasible. I would also like to thank our senior custodian, Sean Meager, for his exceptional work and his efforts to coordinate with the facilities department for substitutes during this transition. I would like to thank our 2 seasonal interns, Christina Deravan and Leah May Hubis, for working at the library during their winter breaks. They had been interns for us this past summer, and we were thrilled to have them back. They provided much needed coverage while regular staff had much needed time off during the holidays. Senior Children's Librarian Jenny Usovich has completed American Sign Language for library staff level 1 and will be starting level 2 of the course shortly. This professional development opportunity was made possible by a Massachusetts Library Association e-learning grant. In terms of budget, I emailed you the budget previously. There's nothing exceptionally of note. Programs and initiatives at the main library. The Reading Frederick Douglass Together program this past December was very well received and well attended. I have received nothing but positive feedback about how powerful and moving the program was. My thanks to Senior Adult Services Librarian Gabby Toth and Senior Local History Librarian Catherine Badal for their work to make this program a success. The Public Services Department started offering drop-in tech help for patrons in January, which will be twice per week. Currently, the department is developing monthly basic computer skill courses for patrons, which should begin in February. As part of a longer-term project, Senior Public Services Librarian Max McConnell continues reviewing and updating the library's training materials to ensure a cohesive and identical training process for all staff. The library still has 3 English conversation circles, 1 on Monday and 2 on Wednesdays. One of the volunteers is unable to continue, but our Creativity Lab librarian, Justin Elaine, will be leading the Wednesday morning conversation in the volunteer's stead. Many thanks to Justin to offer his help. In the children's department, one of our aides, Veronica O'Leary, will bring her dance studio experience to start offering a creative movement dance class for children. The first one is Saturday, January 13th at 10 a.m. Mary Beth Mays, working for CFCE, has been booked again regularly until May 2024. Baby Wiggle is booked for January and February again. The first Baby Wiggle the department offered had an enormous turnout of 31 people. And for that type of a program, that is a very big number. Cape Ann Art Haven is coming Thursday, February 8th for a therapeutic art series for children. Senior Children's Librarian Jenny Usovich will be doing outreach at the Carroll School this month, including registering 123 students, parents, and teachers for library cards. She has established a partnership with Little Bear College Preschool, offering outreach at the school and welcoming the school to the library for field trips. She will also be doing outreach at the McCarthy School with several grades later this month and has already started the process of library card registration with the school. She is working with senior teen librarian Amory Thomas to create a reading mentor program with the Taco Teens by the end of January. The South Branch Library will be having an urban planning for kids program on Thursday, January 11th. This interactive school program, children in grades 3, 4, and 5 will design, create their own projects using Legos or art supplies with the guidance of Calvin Anton, an urban planning and community development graduate at UMass Boston. Calvin previously gave a presentation to students about urban planning at the South Memorial Elementary School. Senior West Branch librarian Alex Pappas is offering a picture frame decoupage program for adults, which registration for that is already full, and a making lip balm for teens program on January 18th. West Branch Children's librarian Amy Servideo will be offering a story time, a STEAM maze, and a Star Babies craft, which is, again, registration is almost full. The West Branch will also be hosting Calvin Anton in February for a presentation on urban planning. Once again, the West Branch will be hosting tax preparation assistance. Registration for tax appointments will open up on Monday, January 22nd. We anticipate these appointments getting booked up very quickly. Audubons. Former Director Kate Merlin sent out 10 Audubons on December 6, 2023 for conservation. It's a smaller number than we have sent out in the past. The trust that has been funding much of this conservation work has been depleted, and the Library Foundation decreased its regular contribution to $3,000 towards this project several years ago. Much of the cost of the restoration lies on the library's state aid grant, which is appropriated for many things to help the library. Building and grounds. Limbach has been on site over the past week to work on the humidifier that resides above the Sutton Room. The humidifier has been leaking and affecting the Sutton Room ceiling. The humidifier was decommissioned at the beginning of December until the replacement parts to repair the unit came in. These most recent visits were to install the replacement parts and to get the humidifier working again. Limbach was on site again today, so the issue is ongoing, but it is being actively worked on. And that's all I have for you. And I'm happy to take any questions you might have.
Thanks, Al. Any questions or discussions for Al? Stephanie?
Just a quick question. The limited parking on the side of the east side of the building is
The little
that-
lot, you mean?
yeah, is that roped off for a reason? Is there a problem?
Yes. Well, we rope it off every snowstorm
Oh, okay, right.
because the snow, even sometimes if you can't see it directly on the roof, the second it melts, the snow comes down in sheets. And as Kate found out last year, can be very damaging to cars who were parked immediately
Right.
below. So we make sure to rope that off every time we get a snowstorm, even if there's a little snow on the roof. We just don't want anybody's car getting damaged, or worse, anybody getting hurt.
Right, right. I was just thinking about the roof itself, if there was a problem.
Oh, knock on wood, no. It
Yes,
is
knock
not
on
because of
wood.
the roof, it's because of the snow.
Good.
Any other questions or discussion? Anne?
Yes, the situation about the Audubons. Now, the ones that were, is everything finished as far as what was sent out and has come back and has been paid for? Is that done? And so now, what is the status of what needs to be done?
So
Who's
as
going
far
to
as I
pay for
know,
it?
the status of what needs to be done, so the status of the 10 that were sent out in December, that project, that portion of the project has been paid for. TKM Associates is working on conserving those 10 prints. I don't have the list of the Audubons that are left, but who will be paying for that is certainly a discussion I would happily welcome.
Yeah,
Any other questions or discussion? Can I have a motion to accept the director's report?
Motion moved.
A second? Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any
Aye.
opposed? Okay. All right, so on to the reports of the committees and subcommittees. Due to our having new members and some leaving, I did have a few juggling, so we'll go through that. So the first is Audubon. And I was wondering, Stacy, if you would want to take that on moving forward.
Tell me more.
So it's not much heavy lifting. It's just if something comes up, for example, like this paying piece, you would consult with Al. So it's not any heavy lifting.
All right. Okay.
Great. And then building and grounds, Rick, I was hoping you were
Volunteering, yes.
okay. Thank you. Anything new to report this month?
No, nothing from the director's report. I would love to hear at some point this week that they fixed the dehumidifier, but just keep us updated, Al, please.
So would I. So yes, absolutely.
Thank you.
We were getting very concerned about the ceiling in the Sutton room. So at least the leaking has stopped, and fingers crossed that that will be completed shortly.
Thank you.
Personnel, which previously was Dawn. I was hoping, Ruth, you were interested in that. Oh, you're muted.
Sorry about that. Sure, but I'm not sure what I do.
Again, it's more so consulting on that piece with Al, not tons of heavy lifting. So, all
Okay. I'm happy to help.
right, awesome. Policies and procedures, Katrina, anything new to report?
Nothing new to report.
Foundation, Stephanie Najar, anything new to report?
Nothing new. We have our meeting next week on, excuse me. Just let me double check, make sure I have the date right. It is on the 17th, next Wednesday at 5:30.
Is that the annual meeting?
That's the annual quarterly meeting, correct?
All right, perfect. And then Anne, Historic Society, anything new to report?
not at this time. It's been very quiet over the holidays.
Okay. Can I have a motion to accept the reports from the committees?
I make a motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right. So unfinished old business. I do have a few things. So if everyone's all right, I'll go first. And then if anyone else has, so just that ongoing director search. I did check in with Beth today. We have 7 applications. So that's a great pool so far. Like Al mentioned, posting closes on Friday. So After the posting closes, I'll put together that committee to start interviews, to start moving that process along. Also, it's old business, but we haven't discussed much about it. We do need a recording secretary. Case in point, today's chaos. Al is going to kind of like reach out to staff, see if anyone's interested, not that they would be ever required or anything like that. If anyone was interested, if anyone knows of anyone, I'll also, oh,
I might know a couple.
okay, yeah, so please let me know. In an ideal, perfect world, I'd love to have someone before next meeting because it does get a bit messy once we're like months behind on notes and need roll call and things like that, especially with the new director search. We'll have to do like formal voting, things like that. It would be great to have a recording secretary for that. Any other old business?
I have one question, on the secretary. Should we share what they get paid? I mean, I know it's a compensated position.
So I can find that information out. I do not, Al, do you happen to? If you don't, it's okay.
I don't remember it off the top of my head. I believe, if my memory serves me correctly, I believe the last time we searched for a recording secretary, Kate had sent an email out to the staff. I will find that and essentially copy the wording. I believe she did include the amount of the honorarium per session. So if that's the case, I will do that again, but I don't remember what that number is offhand.
Okay, I can find out that information and send out an email to the trustees so that if you're asking around, you have that information. That was a great question, Rick. Any other old business, Stephanie?
I'm pretty sure it's $150.
Okay.
I agree, but I didn't want to say because I'm
Yeah.
not sure.
I mean, I'll definitely check your paperwork, but I'm pretty sure it was 150, if I recall.
Okay. All right, on to new business. I did have one item. So Al and I had briefly discussed, so George Peabody's birthday is coming up and we've kind of done a few different things the past few years. We had moved away from like a birthday party. Last year we did cake at the legislative breakfast. One year we kind of did the virtual piece because everything was closed. If anyone has suggestions, you don't have to share them tonight. I know it's on the spot. Let me know. If we're thinking definitely like low key, maybe incorporating it into like cake into an event that's already happening at the library. But if anyone has any opinions or ideas, please feel free to shoot me an email, shoot Al an email. Yeah, any other new business questions, concerns? Anne?
I would dearly love to have a list of the trustees with all their contact information.
Yep, I can pull that, the updated one together and send it out before the next meeting.
It's a good idea.
I know we have one from last year, but of course we've had lots of changes. And if people are interested, I can also include who's in charge of like those subcommittees because I know sometimes people aren't sure. So I can do that, no problem. Any other new business?
Yes. I thought I saw an email that we received a large sum for a donation. Does anyone know about that?
Al does. You can share with us.
Yeah.
I do, yes. This was something that Kate had passed on to me, working directly with the person whose family made the donation. So we have had a Carger Fund established at the library in memory of Theodore and I believe her name was Margaret Carger. One of their sons, Charles, passed away in April. His brother, Lou, has sort of been managing his parents' trust in conjunction with the library for quite some time. And his brother, Charles, entrusted him with giving the library $100,000 from his estate. So that will be added to the original Carger Fund. I worked very closely with Lou to get the press release out, so that everything, all of the information in there was correct and to his satisfaction. And before Kate left, she had me in on a meeting with him where we discussed what he would like to be done with the funds. And I believe half of it will be going the to the collections that the Carger Fund prefers to contribute to. So that is nonfiction, biographies, history, that sort of thing. There's a note on there that he would like some focus in the biography section to be on Indigenous peoples, women, and people of color, to be included in those. And the other half of that fund will be used to establish an author series. So we're hoping to be able to use some of that money to get well-known, popular authors into the library. And we're hoping to make it a big enough event that we'll actually need the Wigan Auditorium for it. So we are incredibly grateful to the entire Carger family for being so incredibly kind and generous and thinking of the library during these kinds of times.
That's great. Yeah, go ahead, Anne.
My question has to do with donor, I guess, and this is not just the library, but all other kinds of institutions where donor control of the use of the funds. And it sounds like this situation, they've become so managing the funds that they've given. And how are you going to deal with that?
Honestly, Lou likes to make sure that what is purchased in his family's name lies within the interests that his parents and his brother had. He has left a very broad scope of nonfiction. It's not just history, it's not just biographies. There are a few other things that I'm not remembering off the top of my head. Fine arts is another one. So what we end up doing is if there is a large purchase, I know Martha had given me some of the Carger funds to update the fine arts section of the children's nonfiction section when I was the head of children's. So it's not as micromanaged as it sounds. There is guidance put forth by the family. It's broad enough that we have a considerable amount of leeway and a considerable amount of input into what goes into that. So it's not, it sounds more constrained than it really is. We generally don't check with him first before we purchase. We just sort of send him a list of titles at the end that we have purchased in his family's name, just so that he is aware and he can direct people to those books with the book plates in them if he so chooses. In terms of the author visit, it's a great opportunity for the library, and we're happy to have his input for authors. But again, the conversation that I had with him and with Kate before she left was he was very receptive also to suggestions from us. I think his primary concern is to preserve his family's legacy. And this is his way of doing that. So I'm more than happy to honor his wishes. It does not impede our collection development in any way, and in my experience has only proven to enhance it in the past.
Following up on that, so will this donation show up on this budget grant funds page?
I believe that money is going to go through, I believe it goes through the foundation into the Carger Trust.
Oh, okay.
All right, any other new business items? Okay, Al, just to confirm, you didn't need us to vote on anything under new business tonight, correct?
Correct.
Just wanted to double check. All right, so our next meeting will be February 6th, is that correct? I was just looking at the calendar. Let me double check before I say that. Oh no, not the 6th. It will be the 13th? No? Why am I quite?
Isn't it usually on the first Tuesday of the month?
Yeah.
Yes, okay.
Right.
I was questioning myself because people are shaking their heads. So we will be February 6th at 6:30. Al, would you like us to plan to hold that virtually again? Is that best?
I would appreciate that greatly. Yes, thank
Okay,
you.
any objections to that? Okay, so our next meeting will be February 6th at 6:30. It will be held virtually via Zoom. Can I have a motion to adjourn our meeting?
Motion to adjourn.
Oh, Steph, do you have? No, it's okay. You can unmute yourself.
Unmute yourself.
I'm sorry. I should have popped in a little sooner, but I just wanted to congratulate all the candidates who won this year. I'm sad I was unable to attend because I usually like to go to the inauguration, but congratulations to Katrina and Stacy and Kate and Fran. I just wanted to say that. I'm sorry I missed it.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Yeah.
All right, a motion to adjourn.
One last thing I forgot to mention, because the new council president, I don't know if you guys caught the address, did mention they're bringing up the charter review and master plan. And I talked to a city councilor about the charter review, and he said 6-year terms are going by the wayside.
Mhm.
Not just for the trustees, but for electric light as well.
Mhm.
Yeah, so it looks like once that's through, it'll be a 4-year term for people moving forward. Thanks, Peter.
Yeah.
All right, so I think I have a first from Fran. We have a second to adjourn.
Okay.
All in favor?
Bye.
Aye.
Hey, have a great evening, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank
Thanks.
you. Good night.